Welcome back to Project Daily Drive, and it is time to do a bit of talking because I've not been here for a while and I have to explain myself. The title of the video, The Bonnet Incident. Yep, something bad happened. She'll preface this by saying this is going to be more of a talky video, hence why it's a bit shorter, to explain the next couple of videos, because let me tell you, there's a lot coming that's actually already filmed. Spoiler alert. Anyway, what happened? So I want you to cast your mind back to September when I had a bit of an accident. And oh boy, it was a scary one. Now, I got lucky on this. There was no injuries. The only injury was to my pride. The only property damage was to my car. It's an accident that has happened many times before to many people, and it will happen again. And it's a cautionary tale of double checking and also not relying on 50-odd-year-old safety features. Yeah. So listen to my tale of woe. What happened? I was actually filming an episode of Project Daily Drive in September. I was working on the engine, just doing a couple of things, trying to chase a mysterious rattle, which I thought was the tappets. However, I had been filming this all day, just tinkering about. I put everything back, put all the tools away, shut the bonnet, and thought I'd go out for a bit of a drive, because it's my car, I enjoy going out for a drive in it. And so I did, like I've done hundreds of times now, and I drove to the next town over. On the drive back, however, on a section of road called Mad Mile, this happened. Yep, that happened. It's going about 35, 40 miles an hour. The bonnet lifted up, ripped back, smacked into the car, and scared the living daylights out of me. It didn't sound like I was very scared, but at the time, I was bricking it. Now, this has happened to other people before, and it's now happened to me. And like any mostly safely conscious person, I wanted to investigate what happened. And the simple answer is human error and a broken safety feature. A broken safety feature so small that no one noticed it, and I don't know how long it's been broken, and this is why I'm making this video, because please learn from my mistakes. You see, what must have happened is I mustn't have checked that the bonnet was fully down. Normally I slam the bonnet down, but I have been slowly putting it down recently because I kind of annoyed one of my neighbours and they told me off, which is fair, because slamming the bonnet down is quite loud, and I mustn't have checked it was fully down, not pushed it down properly, which meant that the bonnet wasn't fully secure. Now this normally would be fine because every bonnet and every car, the Morris Minor is no exception, has a safety feature, a secondary catch or an ook, which you have to then disengage to open the bonnet again. So when you pop the bonnet, it pops up, go around to the front, find the clip, undo the clip, and open the bonnet. And the reason that I mentioned a broken safety feature is that was my bonnet ook. Looking at it, it looks fine. It looks like a bonnet ook. I've had my car's bonnet up at many shows. I've had my car checked over by mechanics. I've checked over this car multiple times. I never spotted that. The bottom 4mm of the ook are sheared off. That was it. That's all it took. I have a brand new one, and the difference, when they're side by side, is pretty obvious. But yeah, the bonnet ook, the tip of it was broken off. And part of the reason I never noticed this was because every time I've had to open the bonnet, I've always had to undo that catch. I never cottoned on something was wrong. And unfortunately, Well, it led to the bonnet going up. Now there's a lot of damage. When the bonnet came up, well, first off, tore the hinges straight apart. They sheared straight off. And then it tore out all of the stays. The stays were all ripped out of the bonnet. The bonnet actually bent like a banana. It smacked into the front of the car. I was lucky it didn't shatter the windscreen, which is a very real risk. And then when it came back down upside down. It glanced off the fuel line, leaving a scratch, but nothing more. So I've double-checked that to make sure that it's not got any damage. It also hit the radiator, leaving a pretty nasty dent in what is a only 2-year-old radiator, and damaged some of the wiring loom, knocking out the lights on one side. Great. Could have been a lot worse, let's be honest here. This could have happened in any number of places, and it would have been pretty bad. I was lucky. The road was fairly quiet and fairly straight. It could have happened going around a corner. It could have happened at night. It could have happened on a very busy road. It could have happened on the motorway, because occasionally I do drive my car on the motorway. I got stupid lucky that the only thing that was hurt is my pride. So we're going to be making steps to fix this. And also part of this next couple of episodes is going through all of the safety features on the car. All of them. I don't trust any of them anymore, to make sure, doubly sure, that everything was fine. Yeah. So that was quite scary, and don't recommend it. So before we get into the future plans, I just want to give some thanks to some people, because I owe a lot to a couple of people. First off, we're talking about my dad. He's always been very supportive, and when this happened, he dropped everything and came straight over to give me a hand. We got the bonnet off my car, got it into his car. He helped me get home, and yeah, I was very upset at the time, and he really helped me out there, so massive thanks to him. And he's helping me a lot at the moment with the car. So a big thanks to him. Yeah, I really did appreciate him helping me out. He's got a book, by the way, Tears of Abraham. It's on Amazon. I think the least I can do is shout out that book. It's a very good book. But yeah, he really helped me out, and he is still helping me out with the car. And some more shout outs want to go to some of my friends. You see, when this happened, friends found out, and for reference, at the time I was only working in retail. I mentioned this in the previous video, but when I was working in retail, I wasn't treated very well. I was kind of constantly dealing with shifting hours and not massive amount of money, so I was struggling a lot. And when this happened, a few of my friends banded together and gave me some cash to help me get the car repaired, and that has gone on the parts for this project. So I just want to give a massive thanks to my friends Chelsea, Chris, Jamie, Heidi, Reese and Gil. This video is for all of you guys, you know, everyone who's helped me out on this one, because, you know, I now work full time. At the time I didn't, and at the time I was extremely upset. So I am forever indebted, and to all my friends who have reached out as well and helped me out. I massively appreciate it. This video is for you guys. But yeah, thank you. Anyway, that's enough of the emotional stuff, because now we need to talk about the future plans, because boy howdy, we've got a lot to do. Right, so the plan. Here is the plan for the next couple of episodes. You see, I could have just fixed the bonnet. I had a spare bonnet, which, while red, like the replacement grille, could just be dropped on, and I could have carried on. However, at the time I was so burnt out, and this was kind of the final kick in the teeth for me that year, that I just didn't want to do things. Because originally I wanted to take my car to my sister's wedding, but even before that I knew it was not in mechanically the best condition for it because of problems with the engine. So here's one of the plans. While the bonnet's off, it is a perfect time to pull the engine out and catch up with some of the things that I should have done before the car went off the road. So here's the plan. We're going to pull the engine out. I've never done this before, and I'm very, very scared of doing this. Absolutely frightening. we're going to be pulling the engine out because it needs quite a lot of work. It is a good engine. It doesn't smoke, and apart from a rattle in the timing chain, doesn't make any bad noises. It's still powerful, but it leaks like a sieve. The seals are bad. It needs a new clutch. It actually needed a new clutch like 2 years ago, and I've just been putting it off. The timing chain needs replacing. I might as well do the water pump while I'm at it, and also the head gasket. Get a lot of stuff done and repaint it because I'd like to have a really nice shiny engine when I go to shows. I always put my bonnet up at shows because when I was a kid, my favourite cars at car shows were the ones where you could see the engine. So I like doing that for people who come by now. So that's the work on the engine, but we've got to pull that out. That's going to be massive. Another issue is the prop shaft. It's very rusty and the universal joint's got a bit of slack in them, which means that anything above 30 miles an hour, there's a quite sizable vibration in the car. So I might as well pull that off at the same time and get that rebuilt. Unfortunately, I won't be able to film that because I work full time now. I can't spare a day just to go and lurk around a mechanic's workshop while they rebuild my prop shaft. So you'll see a rusty prop shaft come out and a very shiny prop shaft go back in. You just have to trust that it's the same prop shaft. And the third project, and arguably the one that's going to be the most obnoxious, is replacing the loom. Oh God, I'm going to have to replace the whole loom. I should have done this when the car came back from Morris Millennium and had all the welding done. They actually told me the wiring really needs doing, but because of the fact I had to move out and I had to kind of rush the car back on the road, these are the things that I didn't do. I didn't do the clutch, I didn't do the wiring, and I might as well do it now. The car is in the garage, and so I've got a custom-made loom, which has got as well a couple of modifications of things that I was planning on doing to the car anyway. Might as well put them on the loom now. So that is going to be the big project. Loom replacement, engine major service, rebuilding the prop shaft. I'm not doing anything with that gearbox. The gearbox is so worn out that, and they also have gearboxes that scare me, that there's no point trying to improve it because it's going to need replacing soon anyway, so we're just going to clean that up. And then finally, get the bonnet sorted, put the bonnet back on, and make sure that the bonnet never flips up again. Never. And I have a plan for that. Yes, we're going to be making sure the bonnet never comes off again so easily by putting these BMC style leather straps on. And these are real leather. It smells lovely. So that's going to be one of the modifications we're doing. And what is the timescale for this project? The final thing to mention. I'm going to be honest, I wanted to do it for the end of February. However, because of multiple circumstances, I didn't start the project until this year really. And the fact that I'm working full-time now, and just I don't want to rush it again. I did that last time and I had to deal with the issues from that. So what I'm going to be doing instead is taking my time with it and hopefully getting the car back on the road for March. This does mean that for the 4th year in a row, I'm going to miss the Manchester Morris Minor Meet in February at the Cheap Mill Bus Museum. But I'm still going to be there, just not with my car. Because I've actually never been, because every single year I've been ill. If I'm ill for this one, I'm going to be furious. But anyway, that's the plan. We're going to be pulling the engine out, we're going to be pulling the prop shaft out, we're going to be pulling the old loom out, new loom in, sort of kind of lightly rebuilt engine, completely rebuilt prop shaft, sorting the bonnet out, and in March I'll be taking the car back on the road again because I want to make it to as many of the big meets this year as I can. I want to be there, I want to talk to people, I want to enjoy it. So the next episode, the engine's coming out. No matter what. I bet you it's going to be nice and straightforward, isn't it? So anyway, thank you all ever so much for watching. I appreciate your, patience with me while I've been getting really back on my feet. And I'm going to hit the ground running this year. We've got a lot of stuff to do and I'm very, very excited to do it. So yeah, it should be an excellent next couple of episodes. So thank you very much for watching. And we shall see you all in the next episode, which should be coming out hopefully soon. I'm not going to give a time on this one because that's just going to jinx it. See you later.